Hi, and thanks for joining us for one of Family Marine's videos. Of course, my name is Tom. You've probably seen me on these videos for a few years. We do quite a few of them. There's over 100 of them on our YouTube channel. So we're back on our main show floor today. Our main show floor, we display as many as 21 pontoons inside. And of course, we're in Minnesota, so we need a heated showroom. And then we have another 4 pontoons up on our front showroom. So we have 25 inside and a heated showroom. Now, today we're going to talk about a Barletta. The model that we're going to talk about is an Aria 22QC. Aria 22QC. Aria, for those of you that are not familiar with Barletta, the way that Barletta works it is, Lusso is their top shelf, then they go to Corsa, then they go to Cabrio, and then they go to Aria. But don't think that Aria is an entry-level, bare bones, El Cheapo pontoon. Far from it. Our Arias compete with some of the other brands' mid-levels of pontoons. I can't tell you how many times we've had people come in the door that have been looking at other brands, more so their entry-level pontoons, and they look at an Aria and they go, oh my, that's a way nicer boat than the ones we've been looking at. This is a nice boat. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to start on the outside. We're going to go through some of the features and advantages and benefits. Then we'll move to the inside and we'll show you around the inside of the boat. And then we'll talk about some pricing. So starting on the outside, first off, you can see that we ordered this one in. It's called Black Diamond. So it's a glossy black with a metal flake in it. And there's 5 different color options that you can get. Next to us is a blue one. You can see this is the matte blue, same model boat, Aria, but that's just 2 of the colors that we have. We have a matte black, we stock those, and we have a charcoal gray, and there's some red, there's a red, and there's a white, and a champagne. So anyway, Black Diamond, and very, very popular option that we do on, oh golly, I'm going to say 90% of our pontoons is what's called a blackout package. So they anodize the fence rails, the rub rail, the skirting, and the bimini top frame all in black. So it's very, very attractive looking. We just love the appearance of these pontoons. Now, starting up in the front, we have our LED docking lights built into our fencing. This one happens to be a triple tune. We do stock this boat in both triple tunes and twin tubes. Okay? Stainless steel corner castings. Now, a lot of companies use aluminum here. And the problem that we found through the years with aluminum is that you hit the dock and the aluminum cracks. Well, here with the stainless steel, yeah, it's likely you're going to crack the dock before you crack the stainless steel corner casting. Pop-up stainless steel cleats. Tubes are 25-inch diameter, so we get a lot of lift and support out of those tubes. Heavy-duty extruded aluminum splash guards that, yeah, you can do that with those, not sheet metal. Sheet metal tends to bend up so easily. So as we move towards the back of the pontoon, I don't know if you know this or not, but all Barlettas are standard with an electric bimini top. Standard. Now, I've seen them on websites from other boat brands where they're as much between $1,900 and $2,900 as an option. And that's an exchange price for the standard bimini, the manual bimini that comes with the boat. So coming to the back, we have a nice large swim platform. I did not mention that this is a model called a QC. The Q stands for a quad lounge, and we'll show you that when we get inside. And the C stands for the co-pilot's chair, and we'll show you that when we get inside. So the QC model has the wraparound aluminum fencing with the gate going out the center of the pontoon. Now, this one being a triple tune, the ski tow bar is part of the triple tune package. When we stock this boat in a 2-tube, the ski tow bar is an option, but we always bring it in with that option. People want that ski tow bar. It's very important. Tubers, skiers, yeah. To be able to hook your rope right up on top there, that's crucial. Now, look at the center tube on this boat. This is a 22-footer tri-toon 150. You can go up as high as 200 on these. But notice how far back the center tube extends from the outer tubes. Roughly 2 feet or so. Why do we do that? Well, there's a big benefit to it. Number one, longer tube supports the weight of the motor. So instead of the pontoon sitting at the dock like that because you got all the weight of the motor back here, it's going to sit more closer to level with that extended center tube. The other thing, the more important thing, is as you're driving across the lake, the extended center tube gives you more lift, gets you up on top of the water more. By getting up on top of the water more, we reduce drag. So by reducing drag, we get better performance, better fuel economy, and better handling, all by getting that boat up on top of the water instead of plowing through the water. Our fuel tank is built into the center. We have a 10 micron fuel water separating filter. Now over on the starboard side is our stainless steel boarding ladder, and we have to take all this plastic off. It's a telescopic stainless steel boarding ladder. We've seen them for 100 years. Really a heavy duty ladder, though. I like these because, you know, people with aluminum boarding ladders, it's kind of funny. Often they back the boat into the dock and they bend the ladder, and then they're in here buying a new ladder. I don't mind that a bit, because we get to sell them a new ladder. But we always sell them this heavy duty stainless steel one because it is so strong. It's likely you're going to bend the dock if you hit the ladder on the dock, because that ladder is so strong. But I like the big swim platforms back here. So you know how it is with kids, you're getting the kids ready for the tubes. You got plenty of working room back here. You know, you can get the tubes ready, the kids can get their life jackets on, you can get the tow rope ready. You've got plenty of working room, not to mention the fact that when, say, you're putting your cover on, it's much easier to stand back here and put your cover on. You can board and debark passengers from the rear swim platform. Very nice, comfortable, easy place to load people from. Okay, here we are on the inside of the pontoon. Oh, you know what? While I was on the outside, there's a couple of things I forgot to mention. Number one, whenever you get a triple toon Barletta, they call it underdeck sheeting. So underneath the deck, underneath the cross members, is all covered with sheet metal. And what that does, of course, is it deflects the spray of the waves from hitting the cross members and feeling that jolt. So with triple toons, that's standard. That's part of the triple toon package. Okay, and also part of the triple toon package is the option in an Aria, where standard with the other models of boats, the option of the ski storage locker, and we'll show you that in a minute. I also did not mention lifting strakes. Whenever you get a triple toon pontoon, you're going to get 4 lifting strakes. 2 on the center tube and 2 on the inside of the outer tubes. And again, lifting strakes help lift the boat up on top of the water rather than plowing through the water. Better performance, better fuel economy, et cetera, et cetera. So, starting on the inside. First of all, optional table. We happen to just mount this one on a piece of plywood. And yeah, this is an option. You know, most of the time people mount them in the front. Okay. Up here we have our doggy dock view. You can kind of see my hand through here. So when you're out boating, if you bring your pets with you, yeah, the pets can look through the see-through door. And you know how dogs are. They like to see where they're going. Same thing over on the port side gate. That is also a doggy dock view. So we are pet friendly. I'll show you the standard pet food tray in a minute. But starting up in the front, okay, this being a 22-foot boat, we have a nice sized bench seat with a chase lounge built in. Okay, we can easily sit 2 people, maybe 3, maybe I'm going to say 2 adults and a child. Easily, 2 adults and a child. Built into the backrest, we have one of our stereo speakers. This boat would have 4 speakers. We have some cup holders. We have storage underneath our bench seats. That happens to be our playpen cover. A playpen cover is standard on all Barlettas. And one of the nice things is, when I was on the outside, you noticed the lack of stainless steel snaps. We don't use snaps. We use clips. So underneath the top rail, you'll feel a slot all the way around the boat, and sewn into the cover are these clips that snap into that slot on the bottom of the rail, making it way, way, way easier to install or remove your playpen cover. So that's really nice. I like that. Built in here, we have a trash can. And in the trash can right now is the owner's manual. And like my wife says, don't worry, honey, those are just suggestions. Yep, she knows more. Over on this side, in the stereo speaker area, is a USB jack. So we can plug our phones in there. It has 2 USB jacks. We want to charge our phones. Chase Lounge ahead of the console. Here's the famous pet food tray. All right, gotta feed them pets. Interior light, you can turn this on and off. We don't have a battery in this one right now, so, but that's where you turn it on and off. Now, as I mentioned, this is a model called a QC. The C represents the co-pilot's chair. If this were a model called a Q, this bench seat back here would extend all the way up to this gate. So you'd have one great big long bench seat there. But what we find is the gals insist on their own captain's chair. They like to be able to swivel, to recline, to slide it back and forth. They like their own cup holders, cell phone holder, USB jack for charging your phone, and a little storage net down there for keeping small articles. So yeah, to have the gals are saying, I want to sit next to my husband. Or maybe the opposite, husband, wife. Who's the captain? This is what we call the captain's chair. This is what we call her husband's chair. Right? Okay, now, quad lounge. We have a couple of different seating configurations in the rear of the boat. One is called an ultra lounge, if we want to take a look at that boat over there, Corey. That's called an ultra lounge. And then we also have a quad lounge. Quad meaning 1, 2, 3, 4 bench seats. Same configuration. Storage underneath the seats, backrest pop up for storage, speaker, USB jack, couple of cup holders. Now, here's what we find. People with small children like this seating arrangement because we can close this gate and the small children are enclosed in the pontoon. We hear that a lot from people, whether it's grandma and grandpa buying the boat and the kids have small children, or whether it's mom and dad buying the boat and they have small children. This is a really safe cockpit of this pontoon. People really like that. Now, as I mentioned, electric bimini top, yes, this goes all the way down, and to open it up, you take the boot off and you hit the button, and it comes all the way up. So it's power. There, I'll show you the switch in a second. All the way down, all the way up, open, close, whatever. So let's take a look at the Helm. Okay, before we go to the Helm, I wanted to show you the ski storage locker. This thing's huge. Man, I can crawl down in there and lay down. It's that big. It's absolutely humongous. And there's a mat down there that keeps your gear up off the bottom of the tube. So yeah, ski storage locker is really nice to have. Okay, over to the Helm. Again, we have a captain's chair that slides back and forth, swivels, reclines, armrests pop up and down. 5-position tilt wheel. Okay, here's a tachometer with a built-in LCD screen. And inside that LCD screen, you can see a compass, you can see your engine hours, and you can see a voltmeter. And over here we have a speedometer. This is a GPS-driven speedometer, unlike the old style of speedometers with that pitot tube hanging out the back, which were not very accurate. We have our fuel gauge and we have our trim and tilt gauge. And then over here we have a Lowrance color fish locator. Now, you know, a lot of people don't fish, but it is nice to see a color LCD screen showing the bottom of the lake. It also has a built-in GPS mapping to it. And there's also some information on there, like another speedometer is built in there, a water temperature gauge, so you can tell how cold the water is before you go jumping in. And then, of course, here's all of our accessory switches, from the navigation lights to docking lights, etc., etc. Here we have a USB jack that is hooked to the stereo. We'll get to the stereo in a second. Now, so you can listen to your music on your phone via a cord or via Bluetooth. And then we have a cell phone holder next to that. We talked about the tilt wheel, the Hertz AM FM sound system, 4-speaker, pretty decent sound system. Hertz builds a really good sound system. Sure, it's not the high fidelity sound that you see in the Lusso model with the sub and the amp and all that kind of fancy stuff. Pretty decent sound system though. Over here we have our Mercury control, forward, neutral, reverse, throttle. Down below is our ignition switch. Here's that up and down switch I was talking about for the power bimini, right? So all we gotta do is hit that switch, up and down the bimini goes. And of course the most important part of the boat is the driver's cup holder. Down below we have a fire extinguisher standard. We have a little glove box down there. That's a nice place to put wallets, sunglasses, car keys. I use the pet food tray because we don't bring our pets with us. Okay, so that kind of covers things on the Aria 22QC. Now, if you were to come in, you'd see a little fancier version of this in a Cabrio 22QC. We stock that boat in also twin tube and triple tube. And then, of course, you go to the Corsas, 23QC. We have a QC SS sitting up there, where the SS is the sport version of the fencing, kind of like the UC's fencing on the outside. And then you have the bench seats wrap around. So that's a popular model for us. So if you'd like any more information on the Aria 22QC or any of our models that we have in stock, feel free to give us a call. Our phone number is area code 320-222-BOAT. That's 222-2628. You can see us on the web at familymarineboats.com. We list all of our inventory on our website. And more importantly, if you want, you can see, like I said, over 100 videos on our YouTube channel. So if you go to YouTube, type in the search bar Family Marine Willmar, and you'll click it and you'll see our icon. You click on our icon and that'll bring you to our channel. And oh my gosh, we talk about sea legs and trailers and all the different models and motors and all the things that you might want to know before you purchase a new pontoon. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you soon.